Digest for Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. I'm your host, Vassie Vermicelli. Duza Bear is on assignment. Having proven the wheel of random topics is rigged, I've decided that as host we're just going to hit the topics I want to. Starting with 10 reasons Justin Trudeau's Liberals suck. Number 10, that hair. Seriously, outside of Vidal Sassoon model, who has hair like that? It's so wavy. Small wonder Justin calls himself a feminist with a do like that. Number 9, and speaking of feminism, just because half your cabinet is female doesn't make you a feminist, any more than Hugh Hefner was one because most of his magazine had women in it. Number 8, arrogance. You think just because you're progressive and moderate, and on the right side of history most of the time, you get to be a smug little bastard about race and management and the environment. Well, the environment isn't everything, you know. Number 7, legalized pot. Ugh, not only does that stuff stink, but have you ever tried to hold a stoner's attention span? It's more painful than a TikTok video. Instead of learning about things that matter on my show, PC Packs, Puppets and Politics with Vassie Vermicelli, they're watching Price is Right. And the worst thing, I can't even call the cops on them anymore because it's legal. Number 6, sure, it's horrible to be in a war zone and watching your house being blown to bits by the Taliban or almighty ISIS or whatever they're calling themselves these days must suck. But why should we let you into Canada? The original inhabitants of this land aren't even happy we showed up. And judging by the damage we did to their land, we sure don't need you lot coming in here making things worse for us. Number 5, the environment. As a person who worked in the oil sands for years that Liberal governments had no problem taxing oil and gas at rates that would make a nun blush, the big lie that Canada is beyond oil is dangerous to our economy, my savings, pensions, and the monetary system our entire nation relies on. Number 4, bureaucracy. After Stephen Harper eliminated the pesky requirement for a mandatory long-form census every year, Justin's gone and brought it back. And seriously, I don't have time to fill out those questions. I've got a Cosmo quiz backlog. Number 3, the Senate. Prime Minister Harper was working towards eliminating the Senate by gutting its credibility with appointments of the worst bunch of useless hacks and buffoons to ever hit the red chamber. So what does Trudeau do? He kicks all the Liberal senators out of caucus, forcing them to sit as independent and do a good job. We'll never get rid of those pesky tax burdens if he keeps making things in government actually work. Number 2, the new NAFTA is a disaster where Justin caved to U.S. demands without standing up for Canada. And we know this because Aaron O'Toole said he'd fix the new NAFTA, and he backed that up like any true patriot would by voting for it while only the separatists and the bloc voted against it. Number 1, and the number 1 thing proving Justin Trudeau's Liberals suck is, they won't come on my show and make me look good. That is just not fair! On this day in 1527, the first known letter from North America was sent by John Rutwell at St. John's, Newfoundland. There's still no word on when it will be delivered. On this day in 1859, 4 out of 5 dentists agreed to form the American Dental Association in Niagara Falls, New York. On this day in 1914, World War I began when Germany declared war against France. Later that day, Romania declared its neutrality. And before nightfall, Berlin declared it was fabulous! On this day in 1946, Santa Claus Land, the world's first themed amusement park, opened in Santa Claus, Indiana, United States. In 1984, the Koch family, owning the place, declared war on Christmas and renamed the park Holiday World. That's not those Koch, is it? It's also Watermelon Day, Clean Your Floors Day, White Wine Day, and Night Out Day. Oh yeah, Rebel and I are way ahead of you on those last 2. And that's today's Duza Bear Digest. Tomorrow has that pig thingy from out west. But join me Thursday when I give you 10 good reasons to give Aaron O'Toole's Conservatives a majority government. Swoon.